Yeah, it was. It was the Clemson Tigers who really dominated this evening tonight. The last time Nick Saban, a team like that, got beat up, he was coaching in the NFL. This was Saban's most lopsided loss since he arrived at Alabama back in 2007. Alabama-Clemson meeting for all the marbles. Who would have guessed this? Tigers behind the arm of freshman quarterback Trevor Lawrence. And a talented group of receivers launched Clemson into places nobody would have guessed would have happened. Tigers scoring on 4 of their first 6 possessions. The Tide took the lead for only a moment. Clemson then goes on a 31-0 run to end the game. When the confetti dropped, it was Clemson winning their 2nd title in 3 years with tonight's 44-16 spanking. With more on the Las Vegas angle of tonight's event, here's Kevin Martin.
The Clemson Tigers are the 2019 national champions, and as it turns out, they weren't the only winners. Bettors also cashed in on the Tigers' 44-16 massacre over Alabama.
The whole time during our in-progress betting, we had Clemson bets coming in. Only towards the very end, well, I say very end, probably mid-third quarter, we got some Alabama bets just because their money line was so high, but the public was all over Clemson today.
And just like every big game in sports, there is bound to be some big-time wagers.
We did have a large 5-figure bet on Clemson money line, which that paid almost 2-1, so that was probably one of the bigger winners.
And while the house didn't win, it wasn't a total loss either.
We would have done a lot better if Bama would have won but not covered the spread. However, we still did pretty well on Clemson winning outright.
The Tigers barely had the chance to lift the trophy before the odds were posted for next year's championship, and it looks like they'll have to embrace the underdog role as defending champs.
We still have Alabama slightly favored over Clemson just because Alabama's a perennial strong team every year. So we have them slight favorites over Clemson, and then of course we still got UNLV at 10,000-1.
Kevin Martin, 8 Sports Now.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. You wonder if those numbers will change after today's outcome. Big game. We'll have more on that NCAA championship. You'll hear from both coaches. And then tonight, Death Valley, they call it Death Valley. Well, it's celebrating tonight there in South Carolina. A lot of people enjoying the evening there.
Okay, Chris, we'll see you for